Today I'm going to talk about my game, Trash Panda, which started out as a just a little experiment. I was just tinkering around with a few assets off the Unity asset store, and it kind of went viral last May, and I thought it was kind of exciting, and people were really being quite encouraging, and kind of pushed me into making something that has been a lot of fun for me this past journey. So I figure, why don't we begin with me just loading up the game and showing it to you. So I'm going to load it up here on my other screen here and make sure you can hear it. Yeah, there you go. You should be able to hear it. And so let's switch it up here. Stream with... my hat's off to all you Twitch streamers who know what you're doing. Here we are. So this is Trash Panda. This is my welcome screen. And someone here says, "Imagine if Raccoon climbs up the CN Tower." Ha ha ha. Yes. So Trash Panda is set in my city, the city of Toronto, which is notorious for its raccoons. It's famous for its raccoons. Even the BBC did a whole thing on how our raccoons are unique in that they are much bigger. They seem to be much smarter. They're more aggressive. Well, not aggressive, but they are aggressive with our garbage. In fact, our mayor a few years ago declared war on the raccoons because they're making such a mess. And we spent millions, some say billions, it's probably millions, on developing a garbage bin that was raccoon proof. There's still debate if whether or not that's actually working. Works for me just fine. But one night I was thinking about, I was taking out the garbage is what I was doing. There's the city of Toronto, and we're going to go to Birchcliff, which is a neighborhood nearby me that I quite enjoy. And so here we have Lenny, and this is Lenny the Raccoon, and it is garbage night. And what you will see is there are garbage bins everywhere. Actually, let's go way up here. Yeah, the whole street, everyone's put out their garbage to be picked up tomorrow morning. And actually, funny enough, it was garbage night in my neighborhood this morning. So this is a familiar scene. Well, I don't see very many people stacking their garbage bins like they do over there in that corner. And so I was taking out the garbage one night. I was thinking about, what game do I want to make next? And it occurred to me, well, I have a raccoon asset. I have garbage bins. Let's put these things together and see what happens. And so I thought, wouldn't it be fun to just make a mess? And so there you go. Make a mess. That's the long and short of the game. I've set it up so that all the trash comes falling down. You get scored. The farther the garbage lands away from your trash bins, the higher your score is. And let's see, what did I go? Oh wow! Actually, I'm off to a pretty good start. I'm close to 19,000 points already. You might get more points if you find yummy, delicious other things to eat. I have yet to add a sound effect of him eating. I plan on, I'm actually going to record my cat. He gets a little grumpy sounding when you go near him when he's eating. And I think when he eats, he's like, nom, 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 nom. So I think I might record my cat and put him in there. So yeah, here's some corn. It would seem that the people in this fictional representation of Toronto, hang on a second. Where's my mini map? Let's go to the options. Features, I want the mini map on. Yeah. See, what's kind of neat about this map is that I've actually based these maps of the game on real neighborhoods in Toronto. Now, these aren't just like I was recommending I jump. I guess I haven't played this build yet. Yep, you can jump. You can jump. You can run around. You can even, it's going to tell me, I think, when I come up to this. Oh, yeah, there you go. You can even climb. Let's get up to a top of the roof here and get a good view. There we are. Yep, you can climb around. But yes, I was saying about the maps, though. These maps are actually, I imported the maps from OpenStreetMaps data. So I've got this fantastic asset that I was able to take advantage of that built the levels. Built the levels. I wrote a lot of code to take advantage of that asset to build these neighborhoods the way I'd like them to look. And so I kind of went with a stylized look. I was inspired by some, I was just kind of Googling for some cute neighborhoods at night. And I fell in love with this sort of blue, green, yellow motif. And let's just we don't have to worry about dying in this game, because I kind of want this game to feel super, super, super chill. Icarus there in the chat says, love the visuals. Well, thank you very much. I put a lot of effort into getting the look I wanted for the game, and it really worked. It started looking like what I wanted to see in my mind once I added this shallow depth of field. I kind of distort the camera lens a little bit, and of course the blooming of the lights I think make a big difference. And I'm also like the opportunity, because it is full control support. You can also use keyboard and mouse. I hate keyboard and mice, but keyboard and mouse is still an option, and but I can come right down to eye level, raccoon level anyway, which is super fun. It feels really fast. You actually don't move any faster when the camera's down there, but that's the nature of the of perspective, right? Because you can also zoom way up. So for you, you know, top-down players, that's an option for you as well. Actually, when I changed I recently changed how the camera works and moves a little bit smoother now, but I also made it go much higher. And I noticed that when it's this height, you go right by the light. So I had a little buzzing sound on the light. I don't know if you can hear it coming through on the atmosphere, but there's a little humming there. But yeah, it kind of feels, if you're more chill, this might be the better way to go for you. The other thing, you know, I would like to point out is if you don't even care about the scores, because you know, I wanted to be able to give the options to like make this more or less chill for yourself if you wanted to. So I could where's the scoring? Show trash points. Yeah, so I could just turn that off, and then you don't have to worry about it being so you know, intrusive, but you still get the points. But I'm going to turn that back on because I want to be able to kind of show you guys the full experience. There's also, you may have noticed on the allow challenges, I'm also going to have baby cubs that they'll be sort of like things you got to go looking around for, and you'll find them, and they'll start following you around, that kind of thing. And enable garbage trucks, you'll see there. That's another thing that I'm going to do. My cousin Eric, let's go back up the street here. My cousin Eric, I'm not a modeler, but he is, and he modeled this garbage truck that's up at the top of the street here. Thank you for the points. Oh, he's eating something. There are some power-up things. I saw some Twitch streamers were playing this yesterday, and they found there's some donuts that you might find, and these donuts give the raccoon a sugar rush, and the raccoon will run like, I don't know, twice or three times the speed. It's hilarious looking when it happens. And of course they called it, you know, oh, it's the zoomy donuts. So, but over here, so let me come across the road here, because this is actually, I'm coming up to a dead-end street. And if you notice on the mini map there's another raccoon there, the orange one, and that is the nemesis. And so each neighborhood will have a nemesis or two, and they're usually going to be on dead-end streets where it's like, that's their street. And when I approach the nemesis, let's see what happens. Actually, I'm going to come down a little bit. There we go. So the AI has taken over. You have been challenged. Which of you can score the biggest mess? The challenge ends when all 15 bins on this street are knocked over. The winner takes all. Be warned, if the nemesis wins, points are deducted from your score. Okay, that's gonna... Well, I forget what my score was when we start, so I'm gonna hit accept. And off we go. And so what is my... Oh, I can't see my total score right now because the challenge score is taken over. So I'm going to come over here. And, oh, he's going over that one. Yeah, you take that one. Fine. I'm going over here. And let's see. Oh. I know where you're going. You're going for that one. Screw it. You take that one. I'm going over this way. Oh, here's a bad parking job. Should I maybe fix that? I think I might fix that. Or maybe that's representative of Toronto parking. Boink. All right. So you'll see that the score is blue for me and or orange for the nemesis. Oh no! This or white if you both get. Oh, I'm stuck in a garbage bin. And the nemesis slowed down because it stopped to eat. That's actually some players have been complaining that there should be like a button press to make that happen. And but I actually left it that way so that if you do go, it auto eats, but it'll slow you down. So it's actually, although you get more points, you lose time by eating in the challenges. So I'm going to be very interested to find out from other players if, what the best strategy is. I actually still don't know. Like, is it best to eat, or is it best to just forget about it and go for it? Oh no! Is the Nemesis stuck? It's not moving. Still got a few kinks to get out of here. Oh, yeah, it is. All right, what happens if I knock it over? Boonk. Oh, it's eating. All right, so is it going to go for the last one? Oh, no. Yeah, bug number 1 on today's... Oh, no, he's tricking me. Ah! All right. Oh, the garbage bin's stuck to him, too. All right, there's 2 more bins. All right. You can take that one. I'm going over this one. You can see the bins on the mini map. They're a little well, when it's a challenge they're white, and when it's not they are blue. Oh, I think it might be stuck again. A few people have been reporting that the Nemesis gets stuck. I thought I had it fixed. Evidently I don't, but that's okay. That's what these things are all about, right? Is finding the things. This Steam Fest has been amazing for me because who won? Clearly I won. You won this round, eh? That's right. And that is that. So now what's my score? Yeah. Oh, I've already cracked 100,000. That's cool. Yeah, so if the Nemesis won that, then their score would be deducted from my score, from my total score. Who we got here? Woo, Jason, this looks awesome. TO, GTA, and TZ represent. Chen. Oh, that must be Adam. Hello, Adam. How you doing? And we've got Rectical. Oh, I think you joined us before. Or did I see you streaming it before? Yeah, there's a lot of raccoon enthusiasts on the internet, and I love it. And I've been hearing so many great raccoon stories. It's been one of the delights of this project is I've been learning about raccoons. I've really been paying close attention now to like how the city is laid out, and what a mess the parking situation is. So yeah, going back to the maps though, yeah, these maps are based on real geography. And actually, let me go over to Kingston Road, which is a busy street in real life, and I did put traffic on here. In most games, like you come to the edge of the level, like a lot of games, like you'll be set on an island, or perhaps there'll be cliffs at one end. Like open world is never really open, right? And so I had to like figure out a way to close off the game, the world in some way. And that's the great thing about setting a game on an island is like you've got a built-in border all around the level, right, with water. Toronto only has water to the south, so I had to think of other ways to create barriers. And I thought, what if traffic, which is in my world is that's my nemesis. And I can see that wall is supposed to be invisible. I had it turned on for myself. I sometimes, do you see there's like a light blue, it's like a glass wall there? That's not supposed to be there. I did a special build just for this thing. I didn't realize I had that on still. The special build actually disabled the mouse completely because they're annoying. But anyway, so you can't go across the road here. So Kingston Road, which is a busy street, is it's safe for this raccoon. No worries. You're not going to be able to cross the road. And in fact, actually, when you approach this, if I hadn't cleared my player crafts, there are little pop-ups saying like, nope, this is too busy. I'm not going this way. Will vehicle registration plate stickers be mandatory in this game? I see what you're doing there. That's quite funny. And the answer is buck a beer. I thought the traffic was a nice addition. Totally wanted to play Frogger. You know what's funny? You mentioned Frogger. Back when I was like still learning Unity, they always say a great way to learn how to use how to make a game is to rip off games, like copy the masters. And so one of the first things I thought of was Frogger, because I loved that game when I was younger on my Intellivision console system. And Frogger was lots of fun, but of course I was just using assets that I had. So I had cars, but I didn't have a frog. So I had this raccoon asset, so I made like a raccoon version of Frogger. I should put that on like itch.io or something like that one day. It was kind of working. I can make it work better now, but in this case, I don't want you to cross the road, because the whole point of this was to prevent you from being able to go across the road, because I haven't built the world further north of it. So let's come over here. So speaking of edge of the world, now we're coming up to the Hunt Club golf course, which is, let's see what is out here. There isn't much trash out this way, but there might be company. Normally, oh, I don't see it yet. There should be a coyote that's going to come over here and try and scare me away. I don't see my coyote. Oh, I've come to the wall. Ah. One of the things that I do in this game to help keep things efficient is the levels is built into a bunch of tiles. So basically each like quarter square kilometer is a terrain tile, and so like as you leave one, it turns one off, and then turns on the next one, and sometimes what that means is the oh, actually, look at that. There's a seam. Can you see that? There's a little seam between the tiles right here, and so sometimes when they're turned on and off, I notice that the coyote, which is like the deterrent, sometimes that kind of bugs out. So I've still got to work on that. But you know, people have been telling me that this is playing pretty efficiently, even on older computers, because it is low poly. I mean, it's a simple game in that sense, and so I'm wondering if maybe I don't need to be so efficient. Maybe I can just let things go, and that would certainly solve. Oh! Oops! Off the car. I just saw a donut. I guess that means I've now spilled enough garbage. Every 647 area code pieces of garbage is this little donut here. Okay, so watch what happens when I eat it. Music is going to change, and he's running so fast. It's so crazy. You do lose control, though. But I suppose with the force, if you do... Okay, it's over. That is... Can you tell I'm not a gamer? All right, let's get to the bottom of Hague Street here. I love the donuts. Any beef patties? Oh, there has to be beef patties. That's a great idea. Yes, there will be beef patties. That's the thing. What will beef patties give you the power of? I was thinking, like, being able to do, like, extra crazy high jumps. Maybe that's what the beef patties could be. Another power, it actually started out as a bug, but then my daughter totally fell in love with this. So there was a thing where if you jumped, and you hit jump again before it landed, it would just keep jumping up and up, and it gave the feeling of flying. And she laughed, and she was giggling, and she loved it. And I was like, oh, I'll have to fix that. And she's like, no, don't fix it. Well, anyway, I did fix it. But now I'm kind of thinking about putting it back in, and maybe that'll be like an hour power. Where is my coyote? Or my Kai Wolf? Technically, it's a Kai Wolf. This neighborhood, actually a lot of Toronto neighborhoods are having coyote problems, but in a lot of cases they aren't coyotes, they're actually Kai wolves, which are hybrids of wolves and coyotes. And I think I read somewhere that Kai wolves are actually the population growth of Kai wolves is outpacing wolves and coyotes in Ontario. So it may very well be it could be the dominant species in the not too distant future. I don't know. I'm going to restart the level and then see if that solves my problem. I want you guys to see my coyote, or Kai wolf, pardon me. All right, so let's just get to the bottom of the street, and I will show you that. Oh, will my score still be there? I suppose it would be. Options, features, show high score. Whoops, oh, I didn't turn it on. Boom. Torontonians will recognize these signs here. Whenever you see these all over neighborhoods, whenever there's a proposal for a change to the development of an area, like every time a new condo goes up or whatever, this is the look of the sign. And I I'm not a big fan of their graphic design. Like it looks all kind of like off-centered, and the top of the letters are right at the top, but at the, like there's no, the layout is not great. But I decided to copy it. So there you go. So now you can see my high score. What? Hey, wait a minute. My score is back to 1? Ah, okay. That's another bug to add to the list. Hang on a second. If you permit me, I'm just going to switch over to that because I do want to write that down. There's all the press and the fun stuff right there. So where's my to-do list? So this is actually, if you go to my Discord, you have access to this this Google document where I've been very transparent about the process of the development of this game. And so one of the things I've been doing is showing everyone the features that I have intended and what I've been getting and all the bugs. And anyway, so high score was lost when restarting level. So I've got to fix that. All right. But while I'm in this screen here, so I mentioned this at the beginning, but last May, this guy, Corey Baird, he reached out to me through Facebook, of all places. He's a journalist with CTV, and he saw some gameplay footage I posted in just like a Facebook community group. You know, it's one of those like community groups where like people post news about the local neighborhood, mostly to complain about parking, actually, and actually a lot of posts about coyotes, coy wolves, and anyway, so I posted some gameplay footage back when this was just an experiment. At that time, it was just a bin and a raccoon, and then I had a quick little model of a neighborhood that was inspired by my neighborhood, and people loved it. People kind of went crazy about it, and so Corey Baird, he reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, can I do a piece on your game?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And I love the headline that he posted. I want it to be disgustingly Canadian. I think that really tapped into things, because then on Reddit, on the R Canada and the R Toronto subreddits, this piece went viral, and then next thing you know, BlogTO reached out to me and they're like, you know, what can we talk to you about this game? And then Global News, they did a whole thing. City TV, Yahoo Canada later did a piece. Actually, that was more recent. That one, they were doing a piece about raccoons and how they're represented in media and everything. And it's actually it actually says some critical things about calling them trash pandas, because this is kind of a negative connotation. I support what they were saying there, but at that point my game had a name. So I give these games a watch. I'll link to them, you know, in the Discord or whatever. All right, so back to the game, because I'm hoping I'll be able to show you. The transition. There we go. That's nice and pretty. Showing my coyote. Select it. There we go. I was wondering how often the donuts would appear. Yeah. So right now, oh, look at that. My game controller is not connecting. Well, that's inconvenient. There we go. Nope. Is the battery low? What a time. All right, screw it. I'll use my keyboard. Take that, Jason, for disabling your mouse input. So the bottom of the street there, you should be able to see the coy wolf, which I just recently added some sound effects to, and so it growls and grumbles. Well, shall we knock over some garbage as we go? Boing. Get my high score going back up again. I swear the high score thing used to work. So yeah, you can climb on cars. That's a little bit wiggy still. I'm not loving how the cars work. I think I need to learn more about how to build custom meshes and stuff like that for the physics. But the trees, they work pretty nice. Let's climb a tree, shall we? Yeah, so we can go way up and see how far we can go. Funny thing is, in the early days, I didn't intend for you to be able to climb onto houses. And my I had a friend of mine. He was playing. I was watching him stream. He was just streaming just with me, And he ended up leaping from a tree onto the roof of a house, and he was like super excited. He's like, oh, that should be an achievement. I'm like, yeah, that's actually a good idea. Oh, wait, achievement, hang on. That is a good achievement. I never wrote that down. Add leaping from tree to roof as achievement. There we go. And back to the game. So what was I saying? I was talking about leaping onto roofs, and then he said, well, you know, the raccoons in my neighborhood, they can climb on roofs, so why can't they climb on roofs in your game and like climb on sides of houses? Which is true, they totally do. Just the other day I saw raccoons in the craziest places on my neighbor's roof. And anyway, so I added that in. I basically made it so that all buildings are just as climbable as trees. Actually, the street lamps, they were always climbable too. See? Will there be Steam trading cards added to the final product? Yeah, I think that's a great idea. A lot of folks have recommended I do that. I know that's a lot of fun for a lot of people to collect trading cards. I do want to have more achievements. Some of them I'll keep secret, but if you want spoilers, you can go into that document. Oh, hey, there's the Kai Wolf. I've listed a few of the achievements I'm planning on adding. And if you have suggestions, I would love it if you gave me that in the Discord. And so anyway, here's the coyote. He's not facing me, but this coyote will basically follow me around. And whenever I come to a point where I'm not supposed to go, like the end of the world, if you will, then it will come and growl at me. I have my speakers off, so I'm not sure. Is the growling hearing? Can you guys hear the growling okay? And it's panting? That's something I was just adding yesterday. I want Trash Panda original artwork NFT. Nope. So anyway, there you go. That was my long-winded way. It's so much more fun. Yeah, that's what it is. The batteries are toast on my game player. So tip for you Twitch streamers: make sure you've got fresh batteries. It's as a filmmaker, I should know that you always have to have fresh batteries in your audio gear. That's annoying. All right, which way should we go? Let's go this way, and let's go in between these buildings. These are pretty close. Can we fit between these? Yeah, I think so. Yes, fortunately, I because I want to make sure that this game is as accessible to players as possible. You know, for instance, if you're a one-handed player, I wanted to make sure you're still able to play. So I did things like, you know, where normally users are used to operating the camera by moving the mouse around. If you're not using the right thumb key, I added the numeric keypads as a way to move the camera around, because I know one-handed players will need that, and certainly the keyboard, the cursor keys on your keyboard work. I'll tell you, it is a huge pet peeve of mine as a left-handed person to play a game where the cursor keys don't work and it's only AWSD as your inputs, because as a left-handed person, I am not going to play that game. Because my left hand would be on the mouse and then my right hand is on the keyboard. So if you're a game developer, keep that in mind, that like 10% of your audience is going to want to be able to use the right side of the keyboard. This is a real nice neighborhood in real life. It's wonderful to ride a bike around. That's actually why I chose this neighborhood as like my test area, because I do ride my bike around here a lot, and it really is a nice part. It's part of the I'm blanking on the name of the it's not, they don't call it the Trans-Canada Bike Path, or is it? I don't know, but anyway, there is a bike path that basically goes right across the country, and the part of it which goes through Toronto, it actually ducks off of Kingston Road down into these little residential areas, which is a lot more pleasant to ride a bike on. You know, you're less likely to be mauled over by vehicles. Oh yeah, see, here's another thing I got to work on. I need to tidy up this, because here's a hole in the wall, in the world, So yeah, if you go through that, which you totally can, and I'm not gonna, you could fall through that and you will fall into the nothing. Yeah, so if I hit the control key, you know, this actually feels pretty good playing with just one hand. I'm really glad that it's working out that way. And yes, I could just use my left hand as well, because all the keys are still there. Well, maybe not the camera control. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that, yeah, this is as accessible as possible. And, well, here we are at the Scarborough Bluffs. Well, this is not the main part that people know about, but yeah, that goes way down. And there's an invisible barrier down there, so I won't bother showing you there today. But yes, down at the bottom of there is Lake Ontario, so it's my natural border. And yes, you can crawl under the cars. Let's go. Maybe not that car. I think that one's too low. But like some cars, it's cute. This is a little cute squeezy animation. The raccoon is made by this really nice guy named Manuel from Ecuador, and he has made a wonderful collection of animals and also the character controller that I'm using. And he made this raccoon. I put the toque on him, and he's been super supportive of the game. He's been like giving me all sorts of great tips, and he's been making adjustments to his asset to help make this game. One of the things that he's working on is you'll notice I'm not a big fan of the curb in the road here. Just this animation of him coming up and down. It's not perfect, but he's been experimenting with like ledge climbing, and it's so I told him, like, you know, that these are 15 centimeters from the ground, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna experiment, I'm gonna make it look good. So I'm really excited about that. So one day I expect this critter will be able to crawl. That's why the Nemesis was getting stuck earlier, because the Nemesis is when you're walking speed, it will sometimes get stuck, so it's not a big problem when you're sprinting. Yeah, it's working now. I noticed when you jump on top of the house, it goes really high. Yeah, it does. Hey, actually, you know what? You just made me think of something. When you go in a house and then climb it and then bring the camera all the way up, how high is that? It must be crazy high. All right. Whoop. Yeah, so these houses, they are procedurally built by based on the OpenStreetMaps data, and so although like the number of stories or like how many windows the house has, none of that is like that's randomly generated, but the actual footprint of each house is indeed based on real world geography. So that's kind of cool. So let's get a bird's eye view here. Oh, these houses are pretty close together. Can I jump from one to the other? Nope. I fell. All right, let's get... Oh, am I stuck? Oh, no. I grabbed onto the side of the wall. And there we are. Now we're back onto the house. So does that count as a leap from one to the next? Hey! Oh, I made it on that one. Not this one. That one's taller. Whoop. Boink. There we go. Just checking in on the Discord here. People stop making streams and publish the game so I can finally kick all the trash bins away from the panda. I would love to just focus on the game and just make it be a dream come true. Sadly, life of the artist, I've got my side hustle, as they say, which or others might say my day job. So my day job actually is mostly post-production these days. I do a lot of graphic design and editing and stuff like that for corporate videos. So that's what most of my bread and butter is from. Prior to making video games, I made a web series called Out with Dad, and that was kind of a big deal when it came out. It was one of the biggest, most watched web series ever produced in Canada at the time. That was back oh my God, it actually is. I just found out that it was was like 10 years ago today. This week it won Best Drama at the Indie Series Awards. So it's been around for a while. That Out with Dad. So most of my career I've sort of billed myself as a filmmaker, but then I realized I don't love just making films. Oh, you're not gonna fall? Is the tree gonna help you? Come on. Ah, there we go. That wouldn't have happened if I was using my controller. Should we eat a steak? Yeah, steaks are worth a lot. Bunch of packages there. But yeah, so I used to bill myself as a filmmaker. And then I realized that that's kind of a limiting way to describe myself, because I like telling stories with other mediums as well. I like telling a tale around the campfire or in the pub. But I also started falling in love with virtual reality and XR experiences, and I'm really keen on doing some work in that world. And but then also video games, although I've never been much of a player of video games, mainly because I suck at them. But I've always admired what an incredible storytelling medium video games are. And so that's how I just kept thinking about video games, and just I didn't think it was accessible to me because I'm not a player. But that's ridiculous. So I started tinkering with this as I was exploring virtual reality because of an interactive 360 film I wanted to make. I then decided to start teaching myself Unity in order to make that movie a reality. And then so I started teaching myself Unity, the video game engine, and really fell in love with that. When I was younger, much younger, will I eat that apple core? I can't remember if they're edible. What are we eating now? All right, let's come over to this. Yep, we still eat apple cores. And you can kind of knock away at the garbage and stuff like that. Oop, oh. Are we stuck to a... there we go. No, we're not stuck. Yeah, so I fell in love with the Unity and coding, because back when I was a kid on my Commodore 64, I used to make little games, and they were all just like text-based things, and just a bunch of like print commands and a bunch of go-to commands. But that was what I did on my Commodore 64, and really loved it then. And it all kind of came back to me, even though this is not BASIC, this is C#. C# kind of came to me pretty quickly, and I really enjoyed making it. So this project, if I haven't made that clear already, it's a solo. Oh, there's another hole in the wall in the world. You can see the basement. Yeah, I'll fix it later. One day I'll go through and just do like a proper pass on all the textures, the geometry of the terrains and all that stuff. You'll also notice on the map there that the color of the roads change as you go on to them. So I think another achievement will be because it's keeping track of which streets you visited. So I think another neat achievement will be like once you've visited every street in a neighborhood, or maybe every bin in a neighborhood or whatever, something like that. At the full game, I think that what I'll probably do is I'll have 3 neighborhoods. So I'll expand this neighborhood a bit. So I'll have one neighborhood in the east, and then I'll do another neighborhood in the west end. I'm thinking maybe like near High Park, Roncesvalles kind of area. That's a really pretty neighborhood. But I do want to think of places that have a good variety in the terrain, because that's the neat thing about this area, is that it's very hilly, and in the beaches, like I'll extend down to the beach a bit, really lots of hills, and I think that makes for a more visually interesting level. I actually plan to stay away from the downtown core, because for 2 reasons. The downtown core is totally flat. Well, there's 3 reasons, pardon me. The third the other reason is because with there being fewer residential areas, you don't there just aren't any garbage bins there to knock over. So it would make for a boring gameplay downtown. But the other reason, and I don't know if I'm picking a good place to demonstrate this, is when you are far enough away. I'm not seeing it right now. When you're away from the downtown core, you will have the opportunity. I can almost see it. Out there is the CN Tower. Oh, I can just barely make it out there. But yeah, is that distinctive Toronto skyline. So that's the CN Tower just poking out through a tree there. Yeah, can you see it? I don't know. Yeah, there it is. I can just barely see it there. When you're away from the downtown core, of course, then you can see the skyline that is distinctive of Toronto. So I decided to stay away from the downtown core for those two reasons: to be able to see the skyline. It'll be more bins to knock over. And so those are the main reasons. But I also plan to, so I'll do East End neighborhood, so the beaches, West End neighborhood, a little undecided about, but probably Roncesvalles. I have family that live there, so that's why I kind of know that neighborhood a little bit. But also, I was thinking Toronto Islands, Algonquin Island. There's a bunch of residences there. There are, and so there's like 50, 60 homes there. So that's like a bunch of bins. So that'll make a good small level there. And of course, you've got a fabulous view of the Toronto skyline from the front. It's the skyline we know best of all. So I figure those are three great levels to begin with. So when I publish the full game in the not too distant future, actually that's something I want to talk to my friend Dan about, get some advice on that, is when do I want to launch this? And the answer is I'm not sure. I'd love to get it done before the summer, mainly because this game, because it occupied so much of my summer this past summer, my garden suffered. And so I want to be able to take care of my own backyard rather than inventing fake ones, low poly backyards. So I'm hoping to finish the game by summer. But then periodically I'll just add new levels, and new neighborhoods and that kind of thing. Just checking in on the chat. It's quiet in there right now. If you guys in the chat, if you guys have some suggestions of neighborhoods that I should try, I'd love to hear them. Let's come over here. Oh yeah, I like this spot in real life. This is coming up to this tiny little street that I think it's no traffic allowed, like it's pedestrian only, this tiny little bit. Can't remember. Oh, Kingsbury Crescent. Oh, no, I'm wrong. This is not where I was. This is Kingsbury. Okay, cool. So we're coming up to the little one, the little street that I know of. Shall I show you climbing in a car? Because we could. Some cars, like I said, the geometry isn't great on all of them. And can we get up a hood? Nope, it's too slippery. But if I, let's get this bin here. Oop, bunk. And then if I climb up from the wheel, the rear, will this work? Up. Yep. And there we are. Now we're on top of the roof. Oh, curious. I've just noticed that my jump button has stopped working. Some other players have indicated to me that this is a problem, and unfortunately, I don't know how to recreate this problem, so I therefore don't know how to solve it yet, but that will come. So if you do notice problems, I would love to hear it. Just so you know, in the... where are we? I'm just switching up my screens here. In the Discord, let's just minimize. I created a Discord thing here, and where there's a great, very active community. Lots of people are giving feedback, but in this channel here, I'm getting lots of fabulous feedback. Like people are sending, like, you're not supposed to get that close, and so like people have been finding bugs for me and stuff like that. And at one point there was this issue where the bins weren't showing up properly in the map. So the great community. Oh, hey. Practical, that's you. Hey, there you. Thank you very much. And also, people have been sharing some hilarious stories of their own, stuff like that. So feedback has been great. People have been contributing so much when they've been beta testing. A bunch, big FAQ. By the way, in the FAQ, that's where you'll find the link to that Google document I was talking about. So go ahead and check that out. But yeah, come join the community. I'd love to welcome you here and join in all the fun. Let's go back to the game. And where did my playback screen go? I mean, this works. Here we are. Transition. There we go. Back to gameplay. Boom. Boom. But this game kind of began... I mean, it began as an experiment, and then when things started... I started getting a little bit of attention before the media caught wind of it. I shared... part of an incubation program at the Ryerson University, and I was sharing with my cohort members the gameplay footage, and they all kind of agreed. They're like, "Oh, this is the game I need in my life right now." So this is like a year ago. We were still in the thick of COVID, and we're all just like sick of real life, you know. And then I showed them this thing where you get to just run around and make a mess, and just everyone agreed, like, yes, this is what I need. I just need something that's chill, that I can just vent, or I can just wander. And so I was like, maybe I've got something here. And then it was just a few weeks later that that it went viral. So I kind of like sealed the deal. Like, okay, maybe I need to get to work on this game and kind of make it my... Well, I can't say the word full-time because, you know, like I said, my full-time job is working on corporate videos, that kind of thing. But in all the available time I have when I'm not doing that, which, you know, ebbs and flows, because sometimes I'll go sometimes weeks without any work, and then other times I you know, like for instance the month of November, I was so busy with corporate work that I never even touched Trash Panda. It was very disappointing. Whoa, crazy physics. And so this has been such a great way to fill things in, and there we go, bang. And so anyways, this has been a wonderful escape from the pandemic for me as a storyteller, as a creative person, being able to make something, to tell stories, even if it's just there's no humans, make a mess. It's pretty simple, but it's been a lot of fun. And whoa, this is a big tree. I will say, technically, that's my algorithm that I wrote to spawn trees, they're not supposed to overlap roads, but I'm going to allow this one because there are actually a lot of roads where the trees have just like grown right into the sidewalk. I can think of one on Kingston Road. Oh, but wait a minute. Hang on a second. That doesn't happen in real life. We don't have streetlights growing out of trees. All right, I think I'll be fixing that one day. Oh, yeah. So I was able to jump off the tree, but not jump off the ground right now. That is very strange. Okay, so there'll be some sort of a bug there with, you know, how it's reading the ground or something like that. All right, to be determined. Boom. Oh yes, this is. Oh, this is great. You know, I actually haven't been here in the game. This part of the neighborhood, and I was wondering about this because this path is a path that I regularly ride my bike on when I want to go to Rosetta McLean, which is this beautiful garden, and which actually have foxes living in it, and amazing. There's quite a bird watching community. So it's not this neighborhood. The neighborhood that, sorry, not this park. This is just a little park right here. And actually there's a Scarborough Arts Center or something like that that's just beyond there. I think if you see on the mini map, yeah, that building right there, that's like an art gallery of some sort. And you know at City Hall there's the big Toronto letters? There's actually Scarborough letters right there. And so anyway, maybe I should add those Scarborough letters. I'm not going to add too much specific customization to the neighborhoods, just because I know that's going to be a lot of work, and as people have suggested, maybe it'd be nice to just get the game out there. So I'll have to tinker with it and you know, do regular updates. But yeah, so I always like to ride my bike through that little path. It's just a dirt path, and then you go back onto the road here. And at the end of this little dead-end road, which, by the way, I should make this as a nemesis zone here. This is a great spot for a nemesis. One of those, like, challenges. But then at the end here is Rosetta McLean. And actually, you'll see on the mini-map coming up, there's another coyote. Oh, maybe I should make this one a fox. Because, yeah, anyone that lives in this neighborhood knows that there's lots of foxes. I was there once with my family. It was really awesome. We got there when a fox had just caught a squirrel, and there's a whole bunch of photographers that just happened to be there because they're all bird watching, right? And so everyone was like taking pictures of this fox that was just sitting right there, just chewing on this squirrel, just ripping it apart. It was a little gross, but it was also kind of amazing to see nature happening. And so maybe I should change this to a fox, because I actually do have a fox asset, also made by Malbers, the guy that made this wolf. It's actually a wolf that I sort of changed it to make it look more like a Kai wolf, and this raccoon. So maybe I should add a fox. I was thinking, I don't know, Torontonians may know, especially if you live in the East End, there are some foxes that live under the boardwalk down in the beaches. So I'd love to add those as little Easter eggs. Just have little foxes just sleeping there. Don't disturb them. It actually has a sign that looks just like this sign by these at this fox's den, because it's in a very public place, this fox's den. So there's a sign that looks just like that saying, please stay away from the foxes. There's even a little fence all around it. We're jumping again. That's curious. I wonder what caused that. Crash, bang, boom. So, what's your favorite view? Do you like the up high view? I think the up high view is a little bit more chillaxed, but the down view is just such a more kinetic experience where it's just everything feels so much faster. Oh yeah. So do you see there? This is this particular build of the game. Do you see there's that glass? It looks like glass walls vibrating in the distance there. You'll see that it just moves depending on which way. I didn't actually build like a wall all the way there. It's a wall that moves according to where the player is. Aim the wolf. I am the wolf. Hey man, I like lower. All right, well then let's go lower. Because yeah, you're right. There is a much speedier pace about it. I got a Zoomy donut. I wasn't calling them Zoomy donuts until some Twitch streamers started calling them that yesterday. All right, are you ready for some Zoomies? Here we go. Oh. Nom nom nom. Music should be changing. I have the music down pretty low right now, mainly because I'm tired of hearing it. Oh my god! Oh no! I went under the car, which slows you down. Get out of there! Get out of there! Get out of there! Oh, did I missed out my Zoomy. How disappointing is that? All right, so we are coming up to the end of this stream. There's another 5 minutes we'll go here. But I would love to ask, throw any questions at me, especially, players, game developers, whomever you are. I'd love to hear from you. Throw questions at me, and if you missed, I'm going to post this on YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, don't hesitate to throw questions at me in the comments, or better yet, come over to the Discord, because I'm really enjoying using Discord as a way of building a community around Trash Panda enthusiasts. And I'd love to see you come down there. It's a nice group of people that have come join in the fun there. And well, I guess, yes, I've been this way. Well, let's clear up this last little bit of trash. But yeah, come join, hit me up with questions. Tell me when you find cool things, annoying things, things that could be better. A very popular question is will there be multiplayer? And in the initial release, I'm going to say no, because that is a huge can of worms. I'm a little nervous opening up, but I think I think it is something I've got to seriously explore, because I too want to be able, I just want to be able to hang out with my friends in fake Toronto and just wander around, and even if we don't knock over garbage bins, just to be able to hear their voice and not be seeing them on Zoom, but like seeing them as a raccoon with a, you know, maybe a toque with a color of their choice or whatever. I think that that'd be a nice way to hang out with people. Yeah, there are a few questions here that just came up. There was a video of a ship moving the water, and it was like showing how different the fields of view affect the sense of motion. Yes. Field of motion. That's right. Yeah. So when you're close down, you're closer. It's all related to the kinesthetic effect, which I got to learn all about in film school. Any plans to add raccoon sounds for the various actions? Yes, absolutely. In fact, I started doing that yesterday. I disabled it for this build just because it's still a bit funky. But yes, I'm going to add sound effects, like little chirping sounds. Finding recordings of raccoons is actually proving to be very difficult. So some of it will be like, I'm actually just going to record my own voice doing like that for eating and stuff like that. I have sound effects in my sound library of baby raccoons, so that's going to be helpful for the cubs. And also, what else is there? And but basically, for like you say, for some of the various effects, yes, I'm going to add more sound effects for the raccoon. I think that's really important, and so that'll come. And what was the hardest part of making the game so far? I would say. So this happened, I guess it was early last summer, when the idea struck me, like, can I make the game using real Toronto maps? Can I make that work and be scalable to be able to do multiple levels? Can I make that work? And that was my big challenge to myself, because there is an asset. It's called City Gen 3D. It's a really cool asset, but it takes a lot of effort to customize it, and also I'm not using it exactly as it was intended, because I want to have my houses looking a certain way. I don't want to have like the Unity tree system. I want my tree system, because I want the raccoons to climb. So I did customize it quite a bit, and so I gave myself a challenge. Like, if I can get that asset working the way I wanted, then I will proceed with creating the real world maps. And so that was the hardest part, I would say, of the development. So thanks for asking that question. I really appreciate that. And anyway, I think that we're coming up to 2:30 here in Toronto time. By the way, just Toronto, some people have pointed at the spelling mistake of Toronto on the sign here. That is not a spelling mistake. That's just how Torontonians pronounce the name of our city, Toronto. The second T, that's just for tourists. So yeah. So with that, I think I'll call it a day. Thank you for everyone for joining. Like I say, hit me up. Do the old, wish list on Steam. Join the Discord. I put links right there to be able to do that. It'll take you to the Steam. I'm trying to. Man, Twitch streamers, you're so good at this stuff. I'm trying to switch it up on OBS here. So yeah, if you click on that, then it will just load up this. Oh, there's me. It's like Inception stream. We'll minimize that. And if you don't and then you could also go to here, and there we are. So, and for fellow developers, if you're curious, Malber's Animations, that's where the animal comes from, the animal controller comes from. City Gen 3D, that's where the map building tools came from. And also, I might as well do a shout out to David Whaley, who is Game Dev Unlocked, a great online school that I joined. And thanks to my friends at Ryerson Transmedia Zone, and Dan Sparron, and of course Natalie and Evelyn. That's my wife and daughter. So that's that, everyone. I will say bid you good night.